episode of Streamed and Screened, an entertainment podcast about movies and TV from Lee Enterprises. I'm Terry Lipshetz, managing editor of the National Newsroom at Lee, and co-host of the program with Bruce Miller, a longtime entertainment reporter. So long time, you don't even, you're like from before the Descendants. You are from back when
the originals,
when the parents were running the show.
When Pongo and Perdita were just little dogs. I was there. And they were the prey of Cruella de Vil. And now, you know,
That's right.
It moves on.
Yes.
But yes, and now Disney knows how to make money off their franchises. And so if you haven't been in the loop on the Descendants, those are the children of the heroes and the children of the villains. Right. And they've made, I think we're now up to the 5th film in the franchise. And the kids are having problems, but the parents kind of hang around a little bit. So you get them still there. Well, mom is kidnapped in this one, Wicked Wonderland, and they've got to try and figure out where the Mad Hatter has taken her. So, you know, they're going down some rabbit hole to find her, but they get new friends and kids to help them out. And this time they have the Hazel Hook, who happens to be Captain Hook's daughter or relative or whatever. Luisa Madrigal, who is Louisa's son. And then Red has a sister named Pink. Did you know that? And it's not played by Pink either. But they're all the helpers in this that try and help Wonderland kind of come back to what it was. You get to go down that rabbit hole and see how very colorful it is. I mean, the Cheshire Cat is there. Chessie, I think the cat is. Okay. Aquafina does a voice. But the kids were fun to talk to because they were new to this world too. They had not, like you, they are not familiar with some of the characters and what this is all about. And I asked him questions about, well, you know, what's the process like? What is this all about? So if you will, I have Liamani Segura, who plays Pink, Alexandro Byrd, who plays Luis. And by the way, I mentioned University of Michigan. He's a Michigan grad.
Okay.
So when you hear that Go Blue, you'll know what that's all about. And Kiara Romero, who is Hazel. But they're the newbies in the field. Here's a chance to listen to what they have to say about being in Wicked Wonderland. Sure, it's Bruce Miller. It's the Lee Enterprises newspapers. I'm curious, what was this world like when you first got into it? Was it like bizarre, or what did you say
when we found out we booked the role?
When you got on the set of all this stuff, because it looks just wild.
It was so crazy. Oh my gosh. I remember walking onto set. I mean, the first number that we filmed was Ordon Prep. We were at Prep. We filmed Perfect Princess. We had over 200 plus dancers in background. And I remember everyone was on set. It was like pretty much the first time that we all got into our costumes and got into character, and it just felt over the top, like so amazing, so huge. Opening number, we were all excited to be there. It was like first day of school. We keep saying that, school. Yeah, it was great, and we all had a blast. Yeah.
Were the costumes though real heavy? They looked heavy.
Everyone would say it. You know, I was in a leather costume, which was a bit constraining, I would say.
And the hair.
My hair, a half wig, essentially. And that was heavy. And I didn't actually get to dance with the wig until day one. Oh, and so I remember the first day it dropped and I had to run off and they had to re-sew it into my head. And it was an adjusting period, you know, so it's definitely a learning curve.
But the hair team is on.
So I'm gonna give you grace right now because listen, she's so talented. Listen, so her boots were very they stuck to the ground. It was very grippy. She had to learn. I remember we all did the rope section of
yes.
She had to learn how to swing across the grass on the rope. She had to fly on the rope. And it took her, literally, she did it. She figured it out somehow. I don't know how she did it. But literally, I give you so much grace for that. Because I remember watching you. And, it's easy to get so frustrated.
Yeah.
I can't get it. But she did the thing.
Locked in.
No, I love my costume. I think it's so fierce. But I definitely had to learn how to dance with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, with this kind of a world, what comes first? Do you have to learn the songs first, the dances, or the acting? How do you It's not like normal things as I see it.
No, the process happened so quickly.
Does.
We kind of landed. I remember I got the script maybe a couple days before I arrived in Canada to shoot. The same thing with the songs. And then a week later, we were recording it. We were learning all the dances. It kind of happens all in one.
Yeah.
This experience fed my soul with my musical theater background. It was a true musical rehearsal boot camp. It was, excuse me, very, very quick. And yeah, using that BFA, sing, act, dance, and go. Yeah.
Well, Michigan prepared you for this.
Absolutely. Go blue. Come on.
Okay, well then, but the people who have the best job of all in this are the SMEs. I think that SMEs have more fun than anybody.
Yeah, you don't understand how much they made us laugh between takes. So many takes were ruined or just like us just hiding our face.
Their physical humor in every who's got the teacup story ready?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Teacup story.
Gosh.
Oh my gosh. We were filming, I think it was around like Did You Hear About Time?
Yeah.
By Lemuria Tree. And me and Dayton, who plays Squeaky, no, Squirmy.
Who knows?
One of the two.
We were sitting at the little tea table, and like Malia and Kylie were like having like this serious conversation. It was it was a serious moment, right?
Yeah.
And they were sitting at the tea table, and he grabs the teapot, and he's
And it's
so
a big
silly.
teapot. It's huge.
Yeah, and he dumps it on his face, not thinking that there's going to be any liquid in it.
It was full.
It was full.
It was a sound effect, like, and he just freezes, and everyone is like,
And I just like, was staring at him, and I had to stay in character.
All of us were like, groped a little bit.
so he had to change. So there's so
Blow drying his hair.
So good.
Okay. Dayton, we love you.
We love you.
See, it pays to be a SME. I think that's the lesson we learned from this.
Yeah.
Yes.
You've had the most kind of experience of the Disney world. You've had High School Musical, you've had Camp Rock, and now you have Descendants. How do those differ? Are they different, or are they all the same and expect the same things, or what?
I think that they are very, very, very different. Each one obviously has its own plot, its own characters. I feel like Descendants, is so different from Camp Rock and High School Musical. I think obviously Camp Rock takes place at camp. Descendants takes place in Wonderland, which are two totally different places. I feel like the music is very similar, though. I think like good music is good music and good dancing is good dancing, and it feels very elevated, very big. Both films are so incredible, and I think that I love to see the different spin that each one has. It's really awesome.
So you're hooked. You're in. They can't kick you out anymore.
I'm locked in.
Is this the first character for Luis? Is this the first time we see him?
Yes.
Has he been in anything else, or so you're a Disney original?
I guess so. Yeah. Yeah.
So that means they can't dump you or anything if they want to do another one later,
Exactly.
I guess so.
Exactly.
Were you in the movie or not?
I lost you there for a second. Could you repeat that one more time, please?
Were you a fan of the movie, and that you thought, this would be great if there were more relatives, or what? Or did that not even enter you?
Encanto, absolutely, absolutely. And one of my biggest inspirations, idols, is Lin-Manuel Miranda, who wrote the music for Encanto. And again, musical theater nerd, but being a part or descendant from Encanto, it just blows my mind. Because Lin is my goat. I love him.
You're gonna meet him.
Yeah.
You're gonna meet him. Watch.
And Hook time is coming. Hey, you guys, thank you so much. Have a great, great summer, and get ready for the next one.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, Bruce, thanks for those interviews. But you also talked to a couple other actors, a few other stars here.
The stars who play Red and Chloe. Kylie Cantrall, who plays Red, and then Malia Baker, who plays Chloe. They're the ones who are kind of the friends that weren't friends, the Red Queen's daughter and Cinderella's daughter. And in the last Descendants, they got together and got to be friendly with each other. I happened to be at the premiere of that Descendants film in Hollywood, oddly. And to see them operate was very fascinating, because they took time for all the little kids who were hot for this stuff And they had displays of all of the clothes and then the dolls that they were coming out with that were going to match up with all this. This is a merchandising bonanza for Disney. And so when you see a kid dressed in red, like the Queen of Hearts' kid, you'll know that this is what spurred it on, because they know how to make the bucks off this. These two also play the daughters of Rita Ora and Brandy, who are the mothers in this whole thing. And the mothers get a number in the film, but they don't really interact with the kids. And so I wondered, do you get a chance to, get advice from them, or how does that all work? And you'll hear how they kind of are hedgy about the whole thing. But anyway, here's Kylie and Malia from Descendants.
Sure, it's Bruce Miller and it's Lee Enterprises newspapers. Do you two remember songs from earlier Descendants? Like, could you do them like right now and you'd follow them, or there's so many of them you just can't remember them all?
On the spot karaoke. This is so good. Right into the core. Right into the core. Right into the core. Yes.
So they do stay with you.
Yes, they do. They for sure do. Ingrained. They're right there. Always.
They look so intense with all of the singing, the dancing, and the moving and everything. How do you remember all of it? Is it just the hardest job ever?
I think there's definitely a lot to remember between lines and choreo and songs. But after a certain point, I think it just kind of becomes muscle memory. And I think like we have this month of preparation before we actually start filming, where we're just learning the dance moves, learning the songs, and like we're drilling it every day. It's like our boot camp. And I think that helps a lot.
Yeah, it's very impressive. Have you two talked to Brandy and Rita? Did you ask advice from them at all? Or do you really not engage with them because they're not in a lot of scenes with you?
We do talk to them. We do talk to them and we love them dearly. They're incredible. Even if we're not in a lot of scenes with them, we get to talk to them behind the scenes, which I think is really special. Being able to evolve a relationship with a person that plays your mom obviously is a great deal. And it means a lot. So I definitely have asked Brandy for advice, and even Rita, but I've had more scenes with Brandy. And so every time I get the chance, we'll do our little hand hold and she'll give me her little whispers of wisdom. Yeah, no, she's the best.
So what does she say?
Hey, it's whispers of wisdom, okay? I can't whisper them loud. Oh, you'll have to talk to her. If Brandy whispers something to you, you cannot reveal that.
It's a secret. It's a secret.
Lock and key.
Malia, how do you do all that makeup? It must take hours to get all that sparkly stuff on, or is it CGI?
Hours, babe, hours every morning. It's actually funny. I feel like I wonder the same thing about Chloe every morning while she's physically in high school or ready for an adventure in Wonderland and she's like slept on a chessboard, how suddenly all of her gems, the thousands of them, still stay in place. So my question is as good as yours. I have no answer for you. I personally would love the answer as well. We'll storm the Disney building together.
How long does it take to put it on?
I feel like glam every morning took like 2.5 hours. That's on a long day. Honestly, you can't even really remember. I feel like at some point you just kind of get used to the zone out that happens there. And they're pretty early mornings because you want to make sure you have enough time for everything. So I can't even give you a precise. I think 2.5 hours is the estimate.
Oh. It shows. It's worth it. But when you saw the sets for this, did you guys go, wow? I mean, it's the colors alone make you feel like you're on some kind of a trip.
Yeah, that exact reaction. It was that wow, for sure. I think it's so rare that you do a project where the world is actually built and you can see it in real life. So much is like, we'll VFX that later. Just work with this piece of green tape and make do. So I think that was the really magical thing about this film, and it was definitely credit to Kimmy, our amazing director, who was like, everything has to be there, the props have to be real, everything has to be tangible, the snacks, the things we're eating were actually real and tasted good, and it just makes it so much more real, and I think it comes across as more genuine.
Okay, what was your favorite new addition to this? Because I'll tell you what mine is as soon as you tell me yours.
Wait, new edition. What do you mean?
There are new characters, there are new things, there are new, but what is your favorite?
Ooh, I think the new characters for sure. I think it's a lot of fun to be able to play this like Goonie slash Jumanji sort of beat, because it is like this gang of adventuring, that I think is really special and cool. I remember one of the earliest drafts. It was the concept of it being a road trip movie, and it was in Red's car, and she had like this pink convertible. And so to see it transform into this, where we're all kind of on this never-ending hike through Wonderland, I think is so bonding, and the cast is all so talented. So to share the screen with them, I honestly just feel honored. They're stars in their own right.
Kylie, what was yours?
I actually don't remember the pink convertible. That was like one of the earliest drafts. I don't remember that.
Next.
I think um all the new songs. I think the new songs are just so incredible, and like every song I think like encapsulates what's happening in that moment in that particular scene so well, and just like the melodies, that's all so catchy. You want to dance. Yeah.
Sure. My favorite, the Smees. I think they are so stupid and so fun. I love seeing them. They really don't even have lines, but they're jumping around and doing things in the background. Smees are a must. Get them in the next one.
Yes, scene stealers. They're incredible.
We will tell the people in power the Smees must stay. They have to.
Smees must stay, right? We can
Movement of
cut some
2026.
but I gotta have the Smees, okay? Hey, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it, and great good luck. I know it's gonna be a hit.
Thank you so much. It was nice to talk to you.
Insurance isn't one size fits all. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years now. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they'll show you options that fit your budget. So whether you're picking out your first policy or just looking for something that works better for you and your family, they make it easy to see your options. Visit Progressive.com. Find a rate that works for you with the Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
With all these colors, red and that is like, is
all
this
color
like
coded,
Reservoir
yeah.
Dogs, Mr. Pink, Mr. Blonde, all that?
Right. It's exactly like that. Well, and the Mad Hatter has purple, and I would really want to be the Mad Hatter, I got to tell you.
Wow.
But the cute ones are the Smees. The Smees are the fun ones. So when you see these kids bouncing around in the background, they're the Smees, and they belong to Mr. Smee, if you remember him from Peter Pan.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And they don't have lines, but they're very much a part of the group. And so I figure there's your Johnny Depp one of these days. One of those kids is going to turn out to be the big Johnny Depp star of that had his first moment was back as Smee #2, and they couldn't even remember the names of the kids, what their names were. So that ought to tell you something right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun to watch. I think you'll like it if your daughter's used to like this. Tell them let's revive it and let's see what you think.
I'm curious if they'll watch it. So, they watched the first 3 religiously because at that point they were in elementary school. It was really aimed at their age group. I can't remember if they watched the last one a couple years ago.
Probably
They
not.
may have, just for nostalgia purposes.
Yeah.
Because it's like you grow up on this stuff, and you like normally, if you passed it, you wouldn't go back and watch it, but if you grew up with it, it might be enough to be like, I'm gonna go check it out. But it is different. It's a whole new cast. I mean, Dove
Well-
Cameron is 30 and she's not in this anymore. She was
Right.
Mal. I mean, I remember my kids were Mal and Evie for Halloween one year.
And your kids are into theater, and so they would get a chance to see what these kids could do, and it is incredible. The dancing skills, the singing skills, the acting, pulling it all together to me was like, oh my God,
Right.
are kids able to do this at this age? And they are, and I would be intimidated in a heartbeat. So check it out. I think you'll like it. I think you'll have fun with it, and it goes quickly, very quickly. In fact, they have a long opening that catches you up with everything that's been going on. You
Okay.
got to listen carefully, otherwise you're going to miss what's happening. But
They could have missed it
um,
all.
No, it's one to look at. And then this is the week that the Odyssey hits
Yes.
stores, and it's a chance for you to see what will be the biggest movie of the year.
Right. And we've talked about this a few times because we, a little hesitant. Is this the right type of movie, right type of thing, epic poem, Homer's epic poem of the Odyssey. Is it the right type of thing to adapt, or is it going to fall flat, And the early reviews are out. I mean, because the movie got out a little bit early, almost 300 critics, sitting very well with the critics, 96% certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. And then you get that divide sometimes. Like certain movies can be very polarizing, where either the fans love it and the critics hate it, or the critics love it and the fans hate it, and we see that all the time. But we're already past 1,000 verified fan ratings, 97%. That is some hot buttered popcorn. So this is going to be a big film, and
I'm happy that we do have something like this now, because you know how you get to November and you think, well, there really hasn't been anything good, has there?
right.
And then you worry, is there going to be a good film, or are they going to just throw something to it and call it, yeah, that's your best picture of the year? So it's nice to know that this will be in the mix. And Matt Damon makes a comeback that we haven't seen. So it could be his big setup to be bigger than anybody else. And
Right.
Tom Cruise is coming back this year too. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. I know there's been some, there's, because it's a Greek epic poem, yet Matt Damon doesn't look too Greek to me. I mean, it would have been a good opportunity to bring John Stamos back, right? I mean, that's but there's been some
Make him up to look like somebody like that.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's like your biggest Anne Hathaway and Zendaya and all them. I mean, it's all your huge actors, and I mean, we'll see what we get.
The other one out there is Timothy Chalamet, and how did he miss this one?
Are you
Right?
sure though? Maybe he does pop up. Maybe he's one of the.
Good.
He
He
could
comes
be.
out of a dune.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, no, a lot going on, and you've got some TV shows and some additional interviews coming up
Whole
too,
bunch,
right?
yes, a whole bunch. I have some Emmy nominees that we've talked to. I have shows that are rebooted, new shows that haven't hit the screen yet. So I've got interviews galore for you, and we'll talk more about all that and fill you in on what's new and happening.
Perfect. Well, on that note, thank you again for listening, and we'll be back again next week with another episode of Streamed and Screened.